world. Hello. It's hot. Coffee's done. We're on to our hydration station. Okay, my earphones are charging. I was ready to charge out into the world, but I can't go do a million hours of walking around adventuring if my earphones aren't charged. So I thought, you know what? Today I'm feeling it. I am feeling it. I'm feeling it. So let's get into it. Okay, so this morning after I did some readings, popped off at the old pharmacy, and you know how they have now, maybe they don't in your country, but in Canada they certainly do. At most pharmacies, you'll have a blood pressure machine. Excellent. We should all be taking care of our bodies as we get older and just checking in on things. So, because I tend to be stressed out, sometimes I like to keep an old eye on this ticker. I used to have really high blood pressure in the last few years. The stress was really getting to me, and so I've been really mindful. So anyway, I just thought, you know what, when in doubt, let's just sit down. And for whatever reason, our pharmacies in Quebec, they have a voice that talks the whole time you're putting your arm into the thing. Other scenarios require, I don't know, I think it's a Quebec thing. All the other provinces, you sit down, it's quiet. It just says, you know, put your arm in, it's gonna get tight. If there's an emergency, hit the emergency button. But anyway, so I sat down, and I've done this twice. The first time I did it, the volume is so loud on this goddamn machine, it's not relaxing. It's telling you to relax, but it's like screaming at you to relax. And I'm really sound sensitive. I think it's part of my tism. And yeah, textures, sound really can bother me, and it can really get that blood pressure. I get real spice level about it. So it was incredible that last week I did it, but I broke all the rules. They tell you don't do it if you've had coffee. Well, I had 2 huge big boy coffees, been marching around, and then that voice came out and it was so loud, so I was getting spicy. So my blood pressure was naturally high. I go in this morning, hadn't had coffee, was feeling pretty chill, you know? And we're back to the old numbers, low and slow. 96 over 66. It's on the lower end, but doing good. And it was even with that loud, obnoxious voice coming through the machine. No volume, no option to just be like, you know what? Anyway, so I feel like there's a bit of a message here about something that's supposed to be like helping you do a healthy thing, and it's not contributing. It's not helping anyone. You know what I mean? You're gonna be fine though. So let me think about that. There's gonna be an annoyance, you know, but it's gonna be okay. Okay, so let's just do a little, I don't know. There is something delicious in the air. You know what's so sad is that yesterday I just was depressed as hell for no reason. Everything about yesterday was just ick. Depression of the mind. It was like 9 million degrees, humidity at 100%. Everyone was grouchy. My shoes were still wet, so I couldn't go outside. Well, I could, but like, I don't know. But today feels delicious. What deck do we want to start with? You know what's so funny is that okay, we're gonna go back to this deck. See, now we get to see the box. The White Newman. Normally my personality would not be about this deck, but you know what? Doing readings for you guys, and even for myself, I brought it out this morning. I didn't use it because I went for my little walkabout after I did the 2 readings this morning. Any hoodle. So, something here too about picking something. Yeah, it's good to step out of things that you normally pick. You know what I mean? We're little creatures of habit. We think we're so original. We're not. We like to pick the same thing. Switch it up a little bit, especially in Gemini season. Oh, shit, cinnamon. Let's do this. Okay, let's get a little shuffle in because we did use it this morning. Okay, let's call in the crowd favorites. Grandmama. Grandmama. God, Jesus, Grandma, Buddha, Archangels, all ascended masters, all of my benevolent ancestors, anyone that you're working and praying with. We're also going to call in Mother Mary. We got Joseph. We have, well, we already said Jesus. Oh, who's coming up? No, we're calling in Saint Therese, Saint Catherine of Siena. There's a few St. Catherines. I mean, they're all invited. No one's not invited, but I've just been working directly with the St. Catherine of Siena vibe. Really love Padre Pio. Yeah, okay, so we got everyone here. Okay. Oh yeah, the other thing I heard right before I started this video was something is gripping you. Something has you either in its grips or you're gripped. What are you gripped by? Okay, well, that's how we're gonna start. What's gripping you? Ooh, is it this one? Yes. The Ten of Pentacles, and that came out in both of the earlier readings today. Did I not tell you that something delicious is in the air today? Delicious. Friends. Friends, family. Okay, let's push this over here a little bit. Ten of Pentacles coming out 3 times today. Wow, wow, wow. To the King of Penties. Collective. I swear to God, it's like I leave sometimes for months on end. I come back, whole new world. Everyone's in the Ten of Pentacles, the King of Penties. Wow. Okay, Grandma, don't stop now. To the Eight of Cups. What are you walking away from? Well, it's weird. For an Eight of Cups, this person is like looking back kind of longingly and lovingly. Interesting. And also this King of Penties, he's kind of looking bored. Interesting. Ooh, let's get Snoopy and Scoopy right now. Whoa, flying out. What's happening? Justice to the Queen of Cups, to the Ace of Cups. Okay, I'm just going to put them in the order that they just flew out in. Okay, so the Ace of Cups is going underneath the Ten of Penties. The Queen of Cups is going underneath the King of Penties. And Justice is underneath the Eight of Cups. Look how big her sword is. Like, I don't want to be a bit of a size queen here, but like, hello. Okay. Okay, mama. That's going to butter someone's bread, I can tell you right now. Cutting off heads and buttering breads. Okay. What's this card? Whoa. The Hanged Man. That came out too. This was the other one. To the Queen of Wands. Okay. Wow. Talk about gripping. And then these two want to come out at the end, and it's the King of Wands to the Emperor. Wow. Also, do we have like a lot of energy on the table here? Because like, look at this King of Wands. But it came out with this Emperor. I don't know. Wow, wow, wow. But look who's looking at the Queen of Wands. Interesting. It's so interesting to see the same energies or the cards coming out. Like a lot of these cards came out in the other readings. Let's get situated here. Let's just keep going with this deck. Okay, what's going on with your Ten of Pentacles? You're celebrating. You're enjoying life. And the Ten of Pentacles, you know, it doesn't have to be great gobs of sweeping money. When you have more than enough, and really, like, more than enough isn't billions and millions. Like, more than enough is, like, being comfortable, not having to worry about the day-to-day, but also, like, being able to treat the people that you love, but just, like, have a nice time. You know what I mean? Celebration station. Like, as much as life can be tears, it's also about, like, celebration and joy and mirth and merriment and connection and community. Okay, so why is this King of Penties looking like a bit of a snooze fest here? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's going on? Uh-oh. Look at all these snakes. Someone doesn't want to communicate. Ooh, there's a lot of, for fast-moving communication, it's a lot of, like, out of all the Eight of Wands that could be denoted here, we got a bunch of snakes. Well, yeah, he looks morose. He looks like he has everything, but there's just a kind of a discontent here. There's like, he's hungering for more. Or there's like a displeasure here. And I wonder if it's because he feels as though he can't talk about something, but like, ooh, and this is what's in his, it's in his guts. Oh, that's why he's looking uncomfortable. His guts are roiling. Ah, when you got a bag of snakes in your guts. Ah, and it feels like to talk would to be like have your throat slit. Ooh, and then that's beside this Eight of Cups. But look, it's a siren. Now, it kind of looks like she has chicken pox. She's got all these red dots on her. So is someone sick? Because also, like, a siren lures you to your death in the water. Yuck. There's a lot of fish swimming around this lady. It's fishy. It's stitious. Okay, so what's the Eight of Cups? Or is this the King of Pentacles walking away, but like doing it in this way where there is no communication because this energy is like... Interesting. This is gripping. I'm gripped. Excuse me. Okay, well, Grandmama. The world. Okay, well, there's some kind of ending here. Walking away. Ending. She doesn't look all that bothered. You know what I mean? Because when you're in this energy, it's understanding that, yeah, there might be an ending. There is always new life. And to be honest, when something's been stagnant and gross and like roiling and squirming around, and these are like dirt kicking snakes. You know how in my other video, like I do love snakes, just like I like rats, but there's like dirt kicking snakes and then there's ratty rattersons. This is some dirt kicking snake stuff. Okay. But now we're heading into the Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups, Justice. Okay. There must be something unjust here because I feel like you're the King of Penties. This is your energy. You're into this like very grounded, stable, like what you see is what you get. Generous but hardworking. You know how to play hard, you know how to work hard. There's balance. There's sharing. But to see you on your throne like this with that Seven of Swords to that Eight of Wands, to the Eight of Cups to the world, there must be something so unjust that you're having to remain quiet. Like this reticence is not by accident. And you're willing to like, it's giving you a lot of discomfort, but you are a King of Pentacles. So like you've been thinking this through. You know what right action looks like, even if it means that you're quite uncomfortable. Okay, wait, we gotta go back a little bit to the Eight of Cups to the world. Let's get a bit more Snoopy and Scoopy here. So what has ended? What have you walked away from? A King of Swords. Whoa. Okay. Okay, let's shelf that because now there seems to be a whole new set of energy. Ace of Cups, do tell. Ace of Cups to the Queen of Cups to Justice. Doesn't have to be a person, but it's definitely something that you love. And again, going back to this sense of like community and giving. Look at all the hands reaching up. It's like an uplifting, but also receiving. And the Queen of Cups being underneath you. I don't know. I feel like this is, again, your energy. There's like a generosity here. This could be another person. Let's find out. Okay, Ace of Cups. See? Six of Pentacles. This is giving. Ooh, and we have the Scales of Justice here. See, there's something about something not being just right. Something being out of balance. Oh, I see. I see. I see, because also your energy is the King of Pentacles. In the past, because this is past facing for me, got a little bit of the codependency going on, overgiving. And we see that with your nature with this Queen of Cups. Aha. Aha. Yeah. You're a giver. Okay. Okay, so you overgave before, but you still want to give. So you're learning better boundaries. Okay. Ooh, I'm gonna have to flash it a little bit fast because it's a bit naked and provocative. The High Priestess, Booby Town. Okay. Well, this is a very sensual High Priestess. It's almost like talking about, because the High Priestess is a loner. She's a secret keeper. She works alone. And she works with mystery. I think a lot of times we think of people who hold positions like this to not also have a side to them, like the human side, which is one of desire and pleasure and creation through pleasure and embodying, again, the full spectrum. And even though she's alone, she's enjoying herself. So what I'm seeing is that in the past there's been an overgiving, an overextending to people, and now you're giving to yourself. Yes, 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 yes. Boobies out. Yes. And it's not forgoing one for the other. There's like sacredness, and there's like sensual sexiness, and they can all exist together. Okay. Okay, so you're giving to yourself. Love this. Okay, so now let's talk about this Queen of Cups. Ooh, the Magician. I love this. Because yeah, what we kind of see here too, like, not only like ennui, boredom, like whatever the past or like what you're either just been coming out of or about to go through, but there's like a sense of like you are not satiated. And earth needs water to grow. So I really love seeing that you're this really earthy energy, and she's not dry, like your leaves are green, but with all the other cards there, it's like something wasn't giving, it wasn't growing, it wasn't satiating. And so now that you are giving to yourself, and it's not to say that you are now miserly, you're still a very generous person. I can see you still taking care of people and community. But now it's literally making sure, though, that like you're okay first. Your needs come first. And it's okay to have boundaries. And so now this magician, it's like he's looking at the high priestess, which is interesting, but it's also past facing. So I feel as though you're doing what a lot of us do in times of cyclical kind of upheaval. As we get older, big life stuff starts to happen. There's illness, there's deaths, there's divorces, job loss, like, you know, and we have to refine ourselves. So I see you referencing and looking to things that gave you pleasure in the past. What filled up your cups? And creating from that place, from a real sense of love and joy and kind of a consistent thread that you would have carried throughout your life. And now we're going into that knife is killing me. I love it. Lady Justice, let's go. Yeah, you're not mucking about. You're not mucking about with that sword. Oh my God, yeah, Two of Cups. Look at this. Because that's the thing. When you know how to pour into yourself and make peace with yourself and get right with yourself and know how to protect yourself, it's truly when we can pour the most into others. And there isn't depletion because we always make sure that our cup is full first. And it's taken you a very long time, as it does for most of us. These things tend to be lessons that we get better at because it takes practice. Our late 30s to 40s, you know, our 20s, we're messy. We're learning about who we are in relation to other people, our relationships, how we handle ourselves in our relationships. And there's a lot of learning and growing. And so by the time you hit like middle to late 30s and early 40s, you've had a lot more time to practice and invest. But again, all of this earthiness, like, you put in the time and the effort, but look how fertile it is. Like, and this big bowl, that's a big boy bowl. A lot of times the Seven of Pentacles, we see like not a lot of reaping of rewards, but I see this big bowl as a reward. You got a big boy bowl. And look, he's smizing at her. He's delighted. And he's getting a little scritch. That's nice. Yeah, so it's taken you a long time. But see, I feel like this is going back to like making peace with yourself. Because you could very much be an earth sign. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. See, this to me is like, you're not looking necessarily, the reward is you. Pouring into you and getting right with you and making peace with you and like learning how to set boundaries, because that's a way of protecting you. So like it's a form of self-trust, because when you know that you know how to set boundaries and to speak up for yourself and to whatever that looks like, so like that's what you win. And like look how strong that bowl is. Again, like there's peace. Like this bowl is smizing. Okay. So now we have the Hanged Man. Wow, someone forgot to work the legs at the gym. Just saying. Work those legs, don't forget about them. Okay, so we got some little chicken dinner legs. Okay, Hanged Man. So you have a new perspective. Oh, King of Cups, look at this. So you're just growing in leaps and bounds now. Yeah, now you have a lot to offer. You have so much more to offer now than in the past. Oh, gorgeous. I don't know what's in the water here. These could be eels. I don't know. They don't look like fish, but they're all poking out, saying hey, and you're pouring into them. Page of Swords. It's funny. I was gonna say, I feel like someone's watching you, but with the coloring and stuff, and it's sitting right beside this Queen of Wands, it's like as you come into yourself and you're pouring back out into the community and pouring into yourself, and you're really, there's so much water now, and water's that earth. Like, I feel like things are growing, and I feel like this Queen of Wands, is watching you and is learning. Yeah, because see her eyes, it's side-eyeing. And same with this page, is like looking right at that King of Cups. The King of Cups doesn't see this lady. And then we have the Two of Wands for this Queen of Wands, Page of Swords. So like they're planning. They like what they see. Okay, so now we have this King of Wands Emperor business. And that King of Wands is looking at the Queen of Wands. But because this Emperor's with the King, I feel like there's a little bit of, someone's a bit jelly, if we're to be real. Uh-oh. They're a Page of Cups. Well, yeah, they're giving a bit of temper and gels. So with the Page of Cups, it's like they're showing up as a big dog. Okay, big dog. But you're a little dog when it comes to your heart. Yeah, you haven't really mastered yet. You technically should have, because you're an emperor. But with that fire, and it's because it's a Queen of Wands. Uh-oh. Okay. Let's, King of Wands, push you to the side. Queen of Wands, let's go back to, you're watching Collective. The King of Cups, Queen of Cups, King of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, High Priestess. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Oof. Seven of Wands. I'm hearing the Beastie Boys. You gotta fight for your right to party. Oof. And you know what? We just came out of spring. I've been hanging out in our big parks. Oh, the duck drama, the pigeon drama. Again, with like spring and mating and all the men having to puff up. Yeah, you know, the chicken legs, but the big chest. Yeah, there's a lot of puffing up here. I think it's this King of Wands. But I wonder if this is you stepping in to be like, you can catch wind of the Queen of Wands. Okay. Either way, I feel like the Queen of Wands, though, this is still her energy. She knows what she wants, and she's watching you. Okay, so let's quickly slip on over to this King of Wands Emperor. What do they want? Eight of Swords. Well, they don't know what they want. Like, look at them. They're holding a rooster. They've got an eye patch. Yeah, this is what I mean. Half-cocked. With that King of Wands Emperor energy with the Page of Cups, this person is half-cocked. Look, they've already lost an eye. They've already lost an eye from being half-cocked. They're chained. Ugh. Okay, so that's an energy, but, like, we don't need to worry about it. Okay. Let's put, we have, like, half a deck out here. We know the key players. Okay. Let's keep the Queen of Wands out so we can focus on her and you. Okay. I don't think you see this Queen of Wands right away. Let's talk about it. Grandmama, does Collective even know? Do they even see the Queen of Wands yet? Is this going to be a surprise or what? Two of Wands. It's back to their energy. I want to feel like no. I don't know if you do. Okay. So what moves is the Queen of Wands going to make? Oh, she's hopping right out. She's oh, what is this? Let's see. Oh, the Three of Penties. Collaboration station. Yep. Lots of green. Yeah, they want to make things grow. Okay, so they can come in as a collaboration. Okay. how else are they going to approach you? Okay, that's a lot of cards. This card. This card. Huh, interesting. The Four of Swords to the Four of Wands to the Five of Pentacles. I don't know. I kind of feel like there's a bit of a damsel in distress, or if like, oh, is that King of Wands their ex ding dong? Like, are they also just kind of walked away? Hold on, I'm gonna put these back in. You know they're there. How is the Queen of Wands going to approach the collective? What's their next move? Because they're watching, they're planning, they're creating. Yeah, they're working on it. They're working on it. The Emperor came out. I'm gonna... let's come out again. Okay, what's the Emperor in relationship to the Queen of Wands? Because I feel like she's kind of... She wants to squash something. She wants to end something. The King of Wands. Yeah. Done. Yeah, Five of Swords. The Devil. Okay, yeah, so this Queen of Wands has also walked away. Okay, so this person with the Devil energy, this King of Wands Emperor, they're like a fart in the breeze that lingers a little bit too long. Okay. Yeah, this King of Wands Emperor, like, they're a lot of fire, but they're really, there's just so much aggression in this Emperor. And I feel like they're really dismissive. It's really weird, the way that they're holding this fire, but I feel like, yeah, I just keep hearing dismissive. They're dismissive, they're impulsive, they have not mastered their emotions. They're totally ruled by passion. And see, it's arid. Going back to like the King of Pentacles with all of this water, like there's no emotion. It's just fire, but it's like, it's just gonna burn your ass up. Like, yeah, this person is like, has too much pitta, too much fire. They're a little bit out of control. And see, back to this Four of Wands. Okay, so this Queen of Wands was married to this King of Wands. Okay. And see, she was resting. And see how, like, the knife on the head? Like, I feel like this Queen of Wands was like, how could I have been so fucking stupid? We all have those. This is part of the 20s and 30s. We go through relationships where we're like, they're the one. They're not the one. In fact, they're the opposite of the one. We have to, like eat some shit sandwiches to, like, learn this lesson. Okay. Okay. So, Grandmama, because collective, I don't think you see this person coming. And I think the Queen of Wands, based off of where she was in the spread, it's like, because I don't think you're quite into, like, the full pouring into yourself. This is, like, I give this, like, I'm hearing 2 to 3 months of you really stepping into yourself, really delighting in things that used to please you, that fill you up. Again, I'm really getting a lot of community engagement. So there's something here about community, and I think this is probably where the Queen of Wands sees you, is out and about. We're back to that Eight of Cups. Yeah, there's a lot of walking away. Okay. And maybe you haven't fully walked away yet. You're in this stage of leaving. and setting boundaries and saying no. Okay. Back to the, oh, and now it's the Ten of Cups. We have the Ten of Pentacles. Now to emotional fulfillment. Yes. With the Queen of Wands. When you two cross paths, as in like the actual, because maybe you know this person, maybe you don't, but like in the important meetup, the day that this occurs, where you talk, or I don't know, this Queen of Wands introduces herself. Well, it's definitely passionate. Yeah, the Queen of Wands is very much attracted to you. And I think this person recognizes, like, the Three of Swords to the Hermit. They see in you what they know that they've experienced. And it's interesting because it's like, it's hugging around the swords, you know? It really is like an acceptance of like, what is. You don't need to pull them out. But hugging that person in the moment to be like, and also like, look at her eyes. Like, she's half dead too. This is what I mean. It's like both of you, you know. Okay. So, Grandmama, how is collective going to feel? Or rather, let's start with your thoughts. When the Queen of Wands enters your world, how are you going to view them and think about them? You see them as the Magician. Look at this card, just keeps popping out. So you see them as having everything that they need. They're self-sufficient. They have everything that they need to create. Also, I love how dapper his little pants are. Yeah, Queen of Wands looks great. Okay. Okay, so then how do you feel? Is there an initial feeling? The King of Swords. Well, you've just been hurt. We've seen this by the Three of Swords. Both of you have. So back to discernment, because we saw with that codependency that you have a natural inclination to overpour and to... Oh, he's missing an eye. He's got one eye. It's like he has almost like one eye in the spirit world and one eye in the physical. Okay, so this is good. You're using discernment before feeling. Oh, but then look what happens. It's the Two of Cups. Yeah, you have to practice. So this is you practicing what you've learned. Because this is how the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords gets made. They were Queen of Cups and Kings of Cups first. And then they got stabbed and shanked and just betrayed left, right, and center. So, like, you've learned that you're learning. And so you go, oh man, there's no way. I just walked away from all of that bullshit and all of that nonsense to not practice new things, which is like, let's just take a moment to observe. Do we even know this person? What do we know about this person? Let's just watch. That's the thing. Everyone discloses who they are immediately. You just have to like watch and be willing to accept what you see. And then, but because you are such a lover, it's pretty apparent that you have pretty big feelings. Oh, that's nice. Okay, Grandmama, take us out. Any last words here? I was just thinking, I was like, oh, what happened to old stinky King of Wands? And this came out in the other reading. Yeah, this King of Wands, no bueno. Okay, what do we need to know about this King of Wands idiot? Well, they're single because that Queen of Wands left him. Single, but also like they clearly don't have a life if they're just focused on the Queen of Wands and on you. I also feel like they're getting these blackbirds, the crows, to do like bidding for them. And with the Black Newman, exactly, you're giving this look, like to be like again, go take a pottery class, go join a community garden, go make some friends, get out of the Black Newman, like get out of like the devil's pit, you know? Yeah, go have a snooze. Have a think. Well, I'm not going to put too much energy into that King of Wands. Unfortunately, it's like they're around. They're not going to be pleased. That's just straight facts. But I feel like you and the Queen of Wands, I don't know. There's something that kind of encapsulates both of you. And you really just know not to focus on that person. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, that was gripping. And I can see why this person is going to grip you. Both of you are going to be very gripped. Back to that King of Cups. There's 4 yellow fish up in the sky. I do like the polka dots. Very nice. Okay, well, collective. There's someone around you that you can't see. Pour into yourself. Just focus on that. You don't need to worry. That's the other thing about these readings too, right? Like when all of a sudden we get information, it can really impede or impact the way that things are naturally supposed to flow to you. So like, don't worry about it. This person, you will know when you know. When this person enters your world, your orbit, you will know. And I feel like they're gonna see you first, so don't worry about it anyways. Worry about finding what pleases you and pouring into the right people, places, and things, but mostly yourself. And goddamn, it just gets really good after that. So, right on. Okay, kitty whiskers. Don't forget to drink your water today. Stay blessed, stay golden.